What's up, everybody? Eric Solobox out in the shop this morning. I just finished installing the Acerbis oversized tank for my Himalayan 450. Boy, if that doesn't look the part, that's pretty badass, I think. I'm not a big fan of black on motorcycles. I almost went with the white version of this. At the last minute, decided that on the long term, black would probably be a better choice. I just think that as it's used and abused over the years, I think the black is probably going to wear better. But I like to be seen. So, like my new helmet that I just got over there, bright white, I want to be seen. Black, I kind of wish this had been available in a gray or something, maybe to match the color on my bike. Something more like that I probably would have been happier with. But anyway, here it is in black. Couple of things of note with installing this. One would be that, when you're used to buying stuff from China with really crappy directions, this kit was really well put together and the directions are very precise. Up here it shows you the OEM parts versus the parts that the kit comes with, and really explains in good detail exactly how to put this together. It was super easy to do. Probably the biggest challenge for me was just getting the fuel out of my old tank so that I could put it into the new tank. I had probably like 12 miles on a full tank of fuel when I went to do this. Timing is everything, right? So I had just on the previous trip, which was very short, just finished filling that tank. So what I did was I took this tank and I put it up on top of this hydraulic lift so that the back end of it was hanging out over a very, very clean 5-gallon bucket, and just drained the gas off into it. And then from that, I ended up being able to put it back into the fuel back into my tank. Here's something interesting. When you go to do this kit, there's these little nipples that have to fit through these little holes. And from the factory in India, one of the nipples wasn't actually where it needed to be. It's still sealed okay, but when I went to take that off, one of the nipples wasn't where it was supposed to be, which I found kind of interesting. Let's see what else. One thing I was hoping for with this kit is a little bit better wind protection. I'm always, I like a bit of wind protection, so I'm definitely going to be sitting behind something that's a bit more substantial. But part of what I was hoping was that the additional fuel range that's found in this kit would come from being able to make this U-shaped hole maybe slightly smaller, which is exactly how they've done this. So like on my 701, this channel here, you would just get tons of air coming up through. This bike hasn't been nearly as bad, but one thing I was hoping was that this hole would be slightly smaller and a little less air coming up through there. I, of course, don't know exactly how that's going to be because I haven't ridden with this yet. And honestly, it was never an issue with this bike. The 701 was certainly worse. And I've had other bikes in the past where, yeah, you definitely get, it's kind of a channel where the wind is coming up through there. So, definitely looking forward to seeing what this is like in terms of having a bit better wind protection. I like how this looks from behind. You're definitely going to be sitting behind something that's a bit more substantial. My current tank bag is magnetic. That, of course, is not going to work with this, so I'm going to be switching up to something that's got straps, obviously. I will probably, so I did vent this in through the evap canister. That's one of the things also that I was hoping to get a little bit better on this bike. Taking the stock tank off of this bike has been a complete pain in the ass. So you've got 3 electrical connections and 2 hoses, and both of the hoses are up underneath of there and hard to get to. My hose for the evap canister was so short that trying to get it hooked back up, I was definitely looking forward to getting rid of that situation. And so now this hose, I did hook it up through here into the evap canister. It'll be a lot easier to deal with. Another thing I didn't realize with this, I wanted it to be easier to take the tank on and off, I guess is the long and short of it. But I didn't realize that there was going to be this metal piece that straps. So I got 2 additional bolts. There's one on each side for this metal piece. I'm not really sure that that's necessary. I guess maybe if you kept it really full over, the course of time, maybe the tank would begin to sag or something. But I don't know, it's on there. So 2 extra 10 millimeter bolts to have to take out to pull the tank off. But as long as I'm not having to deal with those 2 rubber hoses anymore, I'll be pretty thrilled. The electrical connections, the 3 of them, once you know how to squeeze them right and pop them off, actually it's 2 electrical and then 1 fuel line is actually the truth of it. But once you know how those connectors work and where to squeeze them to pop them off, it's really easy to deal with. So anyway, what else? Yeah, I definitely was looking forward to, here's a piece of hardware that every time had to come off. You had to pop this out and then pull this plastic piece off to pull the tank off. I was looking forward to not having to deal with that anymore. I never liked the cap on the stock tank. For some reason, it folds back towards you when you open the tank, and there's not enough weight there to keep it open when you open it, unless your keys are really heavy. And so it was constantly falling back down. You're trying to fill your bike up. It's also got that weird bar thing in there. When you go to try to stick the nozzle into the tank to fill it, there's a little thing. I just never really liked that. So few things with the stock tank that I just didn't really care for, and so I'll be glad to be having this tank on here. It definitely looks badass. The install couldn't have been better. The tank itself, something to think about is the tank itself wasn't in very good shape straight out of the packaging. I don't know if it's picking up any of this shit, but there were definitely scratches, and I just don't know what the hell is going on here. Like, it just doesn't look overly good. I'm much more about function than fashion, so honestly, for me, I could kind of care less about that, but maybe somebody else that's considering the kit, maybe that would be a turnoff for them. For me, it really isn't. I intend to ride this bike, and it's definitely going to get scratched and scuffed anyway, so not a big deal in my book, but might be something for you to think about in yours. So anyway, I've got other parts I need to install today, so I'll probably let you guys go here pretty quick. I'm going to put some more protection on the bottom of it. I've got a set of bars for the sides of it. I actually already have this set up. You can actually see the paper ready to return that. Part of my hope with buying these bars for the crash bars for the side of it is I wanted to put a set of highway pegs on this bike. So I'll probably install them. If I like them, I'll end up just keeping them. But what else am I going to install today? I think it's just those 2 pieces. So engine protection and some crash bars for the sides of it. I'm not sure the crash bars really need to be on there, but I don't know, maybe it'll look cool. So anyway, Eric Solobox, ride safe, everybody. Talk to you soon.